Hi there, it's Claire from Love Poppet. If you don't know me, I am a designer maker of cross-stitch kits and patterns. I am a stitcher myself, so I do a bit of personal stitching, which I'll show you in a minute. But there's a lot of work things that go on. I've been a very busy girl this last year. And I'm shocked to see, I've just looked at my last floss tube and it was in June of 25 and now I've gone into February of 26. So I'm really sorry for the inconsistency. It's not what I was planning on doing or being like, but I'm afraid life got in the way again and work got busy. But anyhow, I'm here again. It doesn't help either that along the way I've managed to lose my tripod. So you are currently stacked up on a load of little boxes. So I don't think I'll be sat here for very long. I think what I might do is show you around a bit. If you've been on my Patreon or on my Insta, I may have said about, well, basically I have been so busy that I'm outgrowing my little space. Well, I basically have a desk which I share in my husband's office, which is just out in the garden. And yeah, I've outgrown that space. I'm taking over most of the house with patterns, with bits of fabric, with threads, with hoops, anything. And so we decided, or maybe I persuaded my hubby to let me move into what was our lounge and use that space for Love Poppet, so I can have everything together and I don't have to go wandering around the house trying to find stuff. So it's been a big change for me. I've had to rejig it all, but it is still our lounge. So the sofas are still here, which I'm sat on, which is quite nice for a change. Yeah, it's a different setup. I'm gonna see how it goes. You know, because I can't afford to pay for a big unit or whatever these people move into, and you know, with cross stitch it doesn't really feel like you need it, but I do need a lot of shelves and I need a lot of space. So yeah, thought I might show you how it works really. But anyhow, hope this is fun for you. Okay. Right, to start off with, this is the main setup. This is my new workspace, as I call it. And just so you're aware, where I used to work with my husband is just there. That's our normal office. Over the years, we've built a little glorified shed, but it's nice and warm and secure and stuff. So that is where we normally work from, and that is where I do my designing from. Right, I've flipped you around so you can see better. To start off with, I have this lovely ladder axe unit, which I always meant to have a wall full of them, but never got round to it. But now I'm using it as a bit of a display for my past creations, which hopefully will fill up and fill up. But can I zoom you out? Yes. Right, the other bit is I can store all my hoops and my threads, such like. And then in the drawers are all my tissue papers and stuff that I need when I package up orders. And in the top one has all the tapes and the packing stuff. So I feel that's much neater than what I used to have. Then we have the hoops, all the selection that I do. These are all my charts, all packaged up, ready to go. So I've got them all in one place. I have my laptop and my little zebra printer ready to print out orders. Now these plastic tubs here, these are actually where I keep all the kits that I've made. For those of you that don't know, I make charts as well as kits, as well as PDFs. I do all of that. And if any of you thought you had an issue with DMC stocks, look at mine. This is how many I have at any one time. I have them all organised in order generally. And and then I have all my Zweigart fabrics all in one place, kind of. I've separated them off in rows by their count to try and make it easier. This little section here is just all the stickers and extra bits that I use to make up a kit with. I like to keep it all in one place. For those of you who get my either linen kits or even weave kits, I've started to overlock the edges of the fabric so they don't fray. And this is my little machine that I treated myself to, I think it was a year ago at Ali Pali, and I absolutely love it. I think it makes the fabric look so much nicer. And then this is the main desk space. Oops, my hand's really shaky, sorry. Yeah, so this is where a lot of the packing goes, and makeup, you know, I pack the orders as well as packing the kits here. Yeah, so you've had a little show around Love Poppet's workshop, I don't know. Yeah, hope that's a bit of interest for you. Yeah, anyway, I'll get on with my stitching. Have to say, not enjoying filming whilst holding the camera like this. I'm sorry if it's really jerky for you all. I will try and do better. I will try and find my tripod. But as you can see, I've moved most of my stuff around in my lounge. So now I don't know where anything is. But anyhow, there you go. Right, as I said, it's been a while since I did my last floss tube. So I thought I should probably show you where I've got to with all my stitching. But I just wanted to show you as well that last time I was actually introducing my Patreon pattern, which was called Love and Be Loved. Well, that one has gone on to be stitched fully and made into a cushion. And I have just released that as a kit and a PDF and a chart sort of thing. This one, the front was stitched by Alison Chilvers, very kindly by her. Yeah, so this one is actually, it's been so long, it has gone into actual mainstream sort of thing. So like I say, you can get the chart, which I now do full colour inside and the black and white, depending on what you prefer, because it feels like everybody likes a different thing. So I've gone and done a different one. Oh well, I've done colour and black and white in any chart now that I have been either reissuing or anything that's coming out. So moving forward, everything should have that in there, because I just think that's what people like. But yes, so while I'm on that, I also mentioned on my Patreon then, I was doing, I had just released There's No Place Like Home. So I'm going to show you how far I've got with that one, because I have stitched it up once and I'm stitching up it again. So this is the design, Home is Where the Heart Is. I'm hoping the natural light today is still good enough. This one was actually stitched by my teenage daughter Nell. So very much thank you to her for this. She stitched this one, but then I decided maybe it would look fresher on a white background. I was kind of hoping I could ask you what you think, but I'm not sure the light is good enough. If I move round. Yeah, because basically with this one, this was my intention right from the start to use this fabric, which I think is a Zweigart 264. They're kind of ivory cream one. But then the yellows didn't pop as well, and I wanted it to look nice and fresh. So I don't know. What do you think? I obviously haven't got all of this one stitched yet. This is an ongoing project, but I'm hoping to have this one released in the next month anyway. So it'd be interesting to know what you think about it. Here you go. I've tried to move it into more natural light. I don't know if that's going to help though, but you can maybe see those a bit better. This one up is I'm No Spring Chicken, which is a cross stitch I did to commemorate my 50th birthday. You know, as you can see, she's a funky looking chick. And since it was near, my birthday's in March, so it was near spring, I thought I'd add in the eggs and the flowers. But yes, this one is to celebrate me turning 50. And obviously I am no longer a spring chicken. But yeah, this one should come out soon as well. Probably by my birthday this year. Obviously there's still more patterns to come out, but those are the ones I've got fully stitched up so far. So I just thought I'd show you roughly where I was going. Yeah. In the run up to Halloween in 2025, a lot of you joined in with me to do a Halloween style stitch along. And I must admit, I completely failed on my own stitch along. But I just thought I'd show you how far I got. I will be carrying on and stitching this all this year and trying to catch up. But I just thought I'd show you all how far I got. This one is meant to go with my Feeling Festive Advent that I did, the Christmas version. This is my Halloween version. So as you can see, there's a few squares missing which I haven't got round to. But I was trying to do them in number order for quite a while. Obviously I had to start with the spooky Halloweens because that was the centred bit. But yeah, I was trying to do them in number order to get photos of them for each day. And then I failed miserably. But you can see where it's going. I got a lot done. I really like my little cauldron, which probably sounds really bad for me to say, and the eyeball. Which one? And I like actually a jar of eyeballs, which is an unusual one, but there you go. I am a bit of a Halloween fan, so it's quite a big project as well, this one. As you can see, a lot of stitches go into this. But yeah, that's as far as I got with mine. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see if anybody else got the whole thing done. I do like doing a bit of type when I can, and I quite like this. The light isn't really showing the greens and the blues very well. It is actually a real teal. If I should get some better lighting. But yes, it's a real kind of lime green and a teal. Don't know, maybe if I go in closer it looks better. And on this design there will be a little bit of long stitches, just to give it a bit of twinkly here and there, but there isn't that much really. Yeah, okay. And look at this little cute dude. He's my Christmas gnome. He was a Patreon pattern as well, but because he was really easy to stitch up, I just cracked on with him now. Just see how what he's like. And as it is, I have found a 6-inch hoop, so I can prove he will fit really nicely in there. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And I've also done a new Santa for 2025. This was the design. I'm really enjoying just playing with the different patterns on his outfits. So each year I think I'll do a different Santa. Look, even his hat's got a different pattern on it. I'm just playing with textures and stuff, but trying to make them a nice little set when they come together. I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but I did a skating Santa one the year before. So this is, yeah, this one was Santa's Visit, if I remember rightly. I'm trying to get it where the light looks good. Sorry if I'm jerking around too much. Yeah, there you go. Right, for my personal stitching, obviously with work being busy, I haven't got too much to show you, but I'll show you what I've done so far, because I have actually finished a couple of things. So I'm quite pleased with myself for that. But one that I did start for my birthday last year was a Anne's Orchard birth month stamp March Daffodil. So it should look like that eventually. And I don't know if you remember, when you last saw it, it was just the little flower there. Should I put a bit of card behind it? yeah. It was just, I had only stitched that really. So I've obviously got carried away and started doing all the green and sort of like growing up the whole stalks and leaves and trying to get as much of that done as possible. Now, I started this in March on my birthday. I would really like to get this one finished by my next birthday. So that is one of my plans, to get on with it. And if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, it's on perforated paper, which is my first one stitched on that, which is different. And I have to say, I have seen Rachel from Talking Dog Stitchery has started selling little framey mount things, which you can clip on, they're magnetic and they clip onto paper, perforated paper, so that you've got something to hold while you stitch. Because I must admit, I'm finding it hard knowing how to hold this, and I don't want to get the white bits messy, maybe with finger marks, or I don't know if sweat would change it, or, you know, I don't want to think about it. But yeah, she does like little frames that you can clip onto it and hold the frame instead of the perforated paper. And when I did see her at a show, I had wanted to get one, but she only had samples then, and I must admit I should go back and try and order one, because I completely forgot about that until we just spoke. But yes, so this one I'm hoping I will get done before March. Obviously it depends on how much of my other stitching gets done along the way. Okay, so that was one that I mentioned before. The other one that is kind of seasonal is Robin Pickens' Spring Courier, I think, Robin. This is really gorgeous. I don't know if you can see. I think last time I'd only got the main tulip stood up bit done. I feel like I've done a lot more since I last showed this. I love Robin Pickens' style. I was a quilter myself, so a lot of her patterns have that kind of quilty look in them. I'm loving all that. Yeah. And this one, I started with Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows as a stitch along. And the plan was, we started it on the spring equinox or something, and it was meant to be done by the summer one when we'd start the summer one, and so on and so on. But this, as you can see, I haven't got finished in time. So now my plan is just to get mine done by the spring one this year, and then I can start the summer one, and probably take a year to do that one too. But I do love doing them, and they're beautiful colours. But yeah, I should do better with my stitching, but as you can imagine, things take over. Yeah, so it is what it is. Then the other one that I finished, yes, you did hear that right, I finished one. And this is one of my most favourite stitches I've ever done. It is just so beautiful. Is the Peacock. I think she's stunning. Have I got that white piece of cord? Does that help if I do that? I think this is just stunning. The colour choices, the patterns, you know, look in the wing detail and stuff. So right up my street. I absolutely love this one. Since then, I have bought, I would say, the fox, and I feel like I've got the stag or whatever looks like a deer. So I think I'm going to try those two as well. But this just is lovely. It was an absolute delight to stitch. Really loved it. And yeah, it's a shame that I finished it in a way, because I really loved stitching that one. Even the hubby likes that one, which he doesn't really comment on a lot of them. But anyhow, then another finish, can you believe it, is going to be Light by Barbara Anna. I did it. I did it. So yeah, I just did her on a green Zweigart 32 count. She looks great. I think yeah, in the centre of the stars, let's see if I can get it close. I didn't put the colour in that was meant to go there because I quite liked it just with the green showing through. And I like a bit of negative space. So it's a very small adaptation that I did, but I just thought it looked lovely anyway. Really like that one. So I just need to frame that one up somehow. Yeah, with a lot of these things, I never actually fully finish because I never know where I want to have it in the house. I need to have a plan of where things go. But yeah, so that is Light by Barbara Anna. Then, and the other one that I was stitching on, which I'm afraid is my last one because I didn't actually have, well, I don't think I've been stitching on a lot, but this is all I could remember that I'd been stitching on, is the Witchy Stitchers. It rubs the lotion on its skin, otherwise it gets the hers again. So it's like the phrase of Silence of the Lambs. I actually took this to a stitching event, well, a stitching day that I did the other week in Y, and I stitched maybe a word or two and then realised it was all completely in the wrong place. So I had to frog out, so where it says or else, the else was over here. And it was only when I started doing the or that I realised that was in the wrong place. So then I had to frog all of that out. And then, so then I started from this side instead and started doing the skin or else. Yeah, that was not a fun time really. But I'm getting there. I'm kind of blocking out the main bit of text. And then, because this border, I feel like that's going to go really quick. And that is going to happen, you know, when I start stitching that, it's just going to happen really quickly. It's the, weirdly enough, it's the lettering, even though it's only in black, is going to take me a while to just focus on and concentrate. But this one, oh, I should have said, this is on a 32 count even weave by Coffee Craft Fabrics, which is just lovely. It's a nice grungy looking one, which kind of goes with the subject matter. Yeah, so that one will be good. And I have another Witchy stitcher on the go, but as far as I can tell, I haven't actually stitched on it since I last spoke to you. So it's pointless showing that one again. So that is all my personal stitching, I'm afraid. Little bits here and there, but you know, keeps me going. I have actually got a stack of ones that I've bought though, so I wonder if you'd be interested in seeing those, which is my kind of plans, I guess. You know, just wait a minute, I'll go and get them. Right, I've got them here. So as you can see, oh, well, I definitely have winter and autumn in the Robin Pickens. Not really sure where the summer one's gone, but you know, I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Having most of my cross stitch like business around the house, everything's got muddled up. So I am gradually going through moving everything into this workspace, which is cross stitch related. So then I'll have a definite hub for everything. And that will include patterns that I've bought for me to do on the side, because these have got scattered all around the house, so that doesn't help. Another one that I've got is Stacey Nash's, one of her animal crackers, which is the bones one. I did think that would have been fun to do at Halloween. Obviously didn't even get it out of the packet. As I was saying with Cottage Garden samplings, the one who did the Peacock. I have got the fox. Yeah, there, hopefully you can get it there. Which, you know, looking at him, his tail looks great. I love the texture on his body. I'm going to enjoy that one. And then this one is the reindeer, which I picked up off a D-stash table. So I think that was at Essex Needle Retreat. But yeah, I saw it and thought I might as well get it while I can. So I'm going to do that one as well. They're both nice. Oh, and actually I've got another one from Cottage Garden, which I completely forgot about. But this one I know I got from Rachel, Talking Dog. This is October the 31st. You'll notice that with my personal stitching, I do a lot of Halloween-y things or autumn things. That's just where my brain goes. I'll do the odd Christmassy bit, but and anything else just has to grab me, you know, just because it's beautiful and it's done perfectly. Actually, I've just remembered one over there. Just hang on. Just while I was saying that, it just occurred to me that this week, I think the Tiny Modernist came out with King of Hearts and Stitches, and I thought that was so beautiful. Even though it's not a Halloween-y one, I had to get it instantly. So I went and bought the PDF for that one. But yeah, that one, you know, so the odd one that I just see as it comes up and I just think, whoa. Then I just grab it for myself. And it goes in this tub. Obviously this one wasn't in the tub though. This was just left on the side. So that's how my life goes. Another one that I've got is Halloween Quaker Primrose Cottage, which is a nice, cute little cushion. I'm going to enjoy doing that one. Obviously Halloween again. Following on from my March stamp one, I also bought myself the August one, because March is my birthday. August is my hubby, Nick's birthday. And then once I've got those two done, then I'm going to get the two for the girls. Because when I got these, Emma hadn't actually released the one that is Ruby's birthday month. So, yeah, I'll get that. It'll be out now, and I'll probably see Emma at the Stitch Festival in March. She's always there. I'll just go and grab it then. Yes, for those who are interested, I am doing the show, the Stitch Festival, in the London Business Design Centre in Angel in London. That is a massive show, massive event. I think last year 20,000 people came to this craft show. It's a 4-day thing, so it wasn't like everybody was there on the same day, but it was huge and fun, but busy. It takes a lot out of you. But I've signed up for it again this year, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, and Emma, who's from Anne's Orchard, she always exhibits there as well. So if you're going, I'll put a tag on at the bottom of this, because I have a code if you want to get a discounted ticket. Yeah, so there you go. I think the code's just Love Poppet. But you can use that if you're in town and you want to come and see us all and meet me in the flesh. Okay, so another pattern that I've got planned to do is Liz Matthews' Busy Hands, Happy Hearts. I actually liked it for this cushion. So I got this, I think I was on a Patreon at the time. So I got it then. And I always intend to make that one up, because I think that would just go nicely in our house. The other one from Liz Matthews that I've got is the Pumpkin House. Once again, Halloween. I'm afraid I've got my threads in here already. I'll move them to the back, because this one I really have planned to do. So I got all the threads pulled out ready for it, and I have the light fabric that I want, but I need to get the dark blue one. And I've pulled aside a 32 even weave from Coffee Craft Fabrics. So when I next see Megan, I should really be trying to get a blue that would work for the top side. Otherwise, I was thinking about a tealy greeny blue, which I'm not against, because I would like to do that, but I want to know I've got both bits of fabric before I start it. So you can tell I'm eager though, because I've already put the threads in here ready. I don't do that with a lot of things, but it was just getting the fabric right. The other one that I've got on the list is the swirly one, Caught in the Swirl by Kathy Barrack. I'm sure a lot of people have done this one. I just think it's lovely, and I obviously like leaves and stuff, so I do that. Groovy Chick by Satsuma Street. I think these are just so funky. They look so much fun. I have to do these. And before I started Love Poppet cross stitch, and I just stitched for myself, Satsuma Street was one of the first people I stitched. I did one of her little towns or little cities, whatever she calls them. Little cities, weren't they? I did London. Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, so I just love her colourful styling and her graphic nature. You know, obviously it's not the kind of stuff I design, but I love it for that. I just love that look. I have, along the way, I've bumped into Yaz from Yasmin's Made with Love a couple of times in the last year, and obviously love her stuff. So at first I was at Stitch in London, just briefly. I just popped in for a couple of hours. So I bought her pack to do, because there's lots of like little cute ones there. And I got the bee at the same time, the queen bee, because I think I've seen that on a blue background, which I thought was absolutely stunning. Unless that was maybe that's the butterfly one. But anyhow, I just think, once again, lovely, stunning. I'll be stitching that at some point. And I'm quite getting into the Quaker motifs. I don't know if you've noticed, but my first delve into that was when I did Night Riders and I played with the moon. And then since then, I've started looking more at Quaker motifs. I had never really looked at them before. So I'm finding this kind of fun, you know, to explore anywhere. So yeah, I'll enjoy stitching that one. But then, of course, when it came to, we both did Needlework Marketplace last year, which is an online wholesale trade show thing in America. We both did that, and it was the first time for me, and it was brilliant. You know, I was blown away. I didn't know what to expect, but it was brilliant. But obviously Yaz, she's done it before, but she released the Gothic Bat, which I had seen the year before off her, but I couldn't get it then because it was only part of a box set for her. But this time she's released it as a chart. And I believe at the Needlework Marketplace Expo, this was like one of the top sellers out of everybody's patterns. I would imagine somebody like Stacey Nash was up there and what have you. But Yaz's bat sold a ridiculous amount by the sounds. I don't actually know how many, but good on her. She's sold loads of them. And I knew when I saw this the year before, I thought this was beautiful. I had to stitch it. Really wanted it in my life. So yeah, I've got it. And I don't know what I'm going to stitch it on. I do think I might have to do it in different colours. But yeah, I'm going to leave that and peruse over that one because I do really love it. Yeah. And then when I saw, because as I said, I am doing the Stitch Festival in March. That is a big show that I do. The other really big show that I do is at Ali Pally in London, and that is called the Knit and Stitch Show, which is always in the October. And I've done that now 3 times. So I really love that one. But the one that was in the October of 2025, Yaz was at that, and that was her first time at one of these kind of shows. I think she's going to come to the Stitch Festival in March, if I remember rightly. But anyhow, she was there. It was her first time exhibiting. I think she did brilliantly. And so while I was there and chatting to her, I spotted this one, which I hadn't noticed come out. But once again, it's Halloweeny, it's skulls, it's black and white, it's up my street. And I think these kind of patterns off Yaz are just brilliant. I really love these. I love the look of them. Obviously, I haven't stitched one yet, so I don't know how much fun I will have when I stitch it. But just from the look, I think they're amazing. I love this style that she's doing. So that is those. Then, who else have I got here? I have got, this is one from Lindy Stitches, Mary Mary Needleworker, How Does Your Garden Grow? I got this one when I was at an Essex Needle Retreat last September. So I think I got this off Rachel at Talking Dog. And at the same time, I bought the fabric from Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics, because she was there as well when she wasn't gallivanting going to watch Oasis in concert. Yes, I bought those then, so that is a plan. I've got loads of printouts from Patreons and such of other things I'm going to do. I found the summer one. I knew I had it. It was just here. So I do have that. And I've got this one, which I won in a raffle actually, which is the Artsy Housewife one, Weeds and Wildflowers. Yeah, I'm a big Artsy Housewife fan. I was on her Patreon for a while. That's actually what's in, you know, a lot of these, which I don't know how many I can show, but you can see I get the Artsy Housewife Patreon. So I have quite a few, but this was, it's nice to actually get a printed chart. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah. See, I've picked fabric up along the way, always from the safe hands of Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics. Actually, this one is so lovely. That could be a background. Maybe the skulls one. Yes, so those are my main things that I've got. I also did, in the September, well, it was actually when I was at the Essex Needle Retreat. I had actually double booked myself that weekend. And so on the Saturday night after finishing there, everybody else stayed for dinner and went, you know, did a bit more stitching and what have you, whatever they do. I actually left Essex and drove to Yorkshire because I had double booked myself. I had got a stand at Yarndale, which is another show. It's not as big as Angel or Ali Pally, but it was so much fun and it was lovely. It's in the north. Everybody was friendly. Everybody's lovely. Really good vibe for a show like a craft show. It's mainly yarns though. I would say it's a lot of knitting and crochet kind of stuff and needle felting. There was lots of needle felting kind of people. But I just had a beginner stand. I just saw what it was like. And actually, I think I went down all right. So I have applied to do it again this year. So I'm really hoping I get in because it's a fun one. And I have family up in Yorkshire and actually quite a lot of family in Skipton where this is held. So it works out really well for me. I'd love to get to go there again. I'll put a few photos up actually of it so you can see. But because I was double booked, my husband and my daughter had gone up there first. And my niece, Georgia, came out and helped as well. So they went up on the Friday and set up for me. And then on the Saturday they were selling. Them three did it. You know, Nick's helped me at a stand before. Nell has, but Georgia hadn't. But Georgia's good at this kind of stuff. She, you know, she knocks it out of the park. So they did that. And then on the Sunday, so I had driven up Saturday night, got there about midnight, was on my stand for 9 in the morning. And then Georgia came and helped me through the day. And it was just really good fun and all that. My only issue was I had to pack up that night and drive all the way back down to Kent. those of you in America and such, these counties probably blend in, but it is me going all around the country and back again, and it's a lot of driving. And yeah, just from Skipton to Kent, where I live, you're looking at 6 hours drive. You know, it's not like an easy thing to do, and not after you've had a real busy weekend and you've got a car full. And Nick and Nell were in, no, actually Nick was in the van because he'd had to get a van to take stuff up. And I was in the car, and Nell came in the car with me on the way home because she just wanted to sleep. She didn't even want to talk to me. Yeah, but that's how it goes. This is how busy I have been with Love Poppet. But I have to say, it's all fun. It's all really exciting. I just keep trying new things. And so this year I'm actually doing a few more retreats and stuff around the country. I've got one in a fortnight, which is in Lenham, in Kent. That is just a day retreat, which is brilliant because for me, it's like a 20 to 30 minute drive from my house. So I'm hoping that one's going to be really enjoyable. It's one of Serena's retreats. Oh, actually, the reason why I was talking about Yarndale, completely forgot about it. I was next to a girl who her business is Needle and Feather. And I didn't know she was going to be there. And we were next to her, and we obviously set up, and Nick and Georgia and Nell had all set up the stand. So they were next to her, and they said, oh, we're next to this nice girl, you know, she does knitting, and it's, you know, what haven't you? And anyhow, when I turn up on the Sunday morning, I only know her. She's actually, in a weird way, I have a best mate, Zoe, that I've known since I was 11, went to school with, what haven't you. And this is in Yorkshire, we went to school in. Zoe has then moved on, done what haven't you. She now lives in Bristol, and she's an artist in her own right. She creates artworks out of billboard posters and such, and free motion sewing, and she's very creative. Anyhow, she shared a studio with this girl, Anya, who is Needle and Feather. And so I have met her, weirdly enough, in London when I was with Zoe. You know, they're both meant to be in Bristol, but we were in London and we met up there, and I was there. So I've met her before, and now when I go to Yorkshire to do a show, she's there too. It becomes a very small world, all this little biz stuff, but it's great. And anyhow, what I quite like is she's done these amazing blankets. I'm hoping I can show this. They're knitted, but each square is complete. Oh, that's not focusing, is it? Each square is completely different, and it's got all different motifs on. And you make up just one square, and then once you've got loads, then you stitch them together, and it makes a blanket. So a bit like a crocheted blanket. There's a picture of her. And anyhow, where's a good picture of the blanket or some of the motifs maybe? Basically, it was a little booklet that showed you how to make each pattern. And so I have decided this is going to be my little bit on the side, which is pure relaxation. I am going to have a crack at knitting a blanket. Look, can you see those? They're just, so you can choose like maybe a couple of colours, do a whole range of them, but then what she does is then on the next, she chooses another couple of colours, and so she does them in colour ranges all the way up the blanket. So it's almost rainbow style, but in a very subtle, calming manner, and I just love it. And I'm desperate to do one. Yeah, so the one on the front cover does actually show, oh God, I've put plastic over it here. Right, there you go. It goes from like pinks into purples, into reds, into oranges, greens, blues. There's a bit of yellow over on this side. I just think it's very clever, and it's very, to me, ingenious. To you knitters out there, you might think it's commonplace, but I think that is brilliant. So yeah, I thought I'll buy a little booklet off her and try and learn how to do it. I have to say, on the whole, knitting stresses me out. I prefer crochet if I was going to pick one out of the two, but yeah, I think this might be bite-sized enough for me to be able to do it, basically. Because the thing that stresses me out about knitting is I don't know how to frog in knitting. To me, I just have to pull the whole thing out or just leave it, never go back. Crochet, I understand how I can frog it and then start again. Cross stitch, I do, but knitting just boggles me. I don't know how people pick up stitches and drop stitches and, you know. But each their own, isn't it? It's one of those kind of things. Yes, so that's why I was talking about Yarndale. Completely forgot about that. And now I've forgotten what else I was meant to be talking about. Yes. Don't get worried though, even though I've given up my lounge to be part of Love Poppet's studio space, what have you, we do still have the snug. As you can see, we've got somewhere nice and cosy to sit in the evenings, and this one has the log burner. So this is obviously very needed at these time of year. But yeah, so don't worry, we still have somewhere comfy to relax in the evenings. Thanks for bearing with me through this little floss tube today. I've kind of moved you all around the house. You've had a good nosy, I guess. But yeah, I need to go and get some lunch. It's a Friday afternoon here. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have lots of stitchy time. It's gonna, I think in England, it's meant to rain most of the weekend. So I'm gonna be sat in the snug with the fire on and just, you know, stitch away and try and get caught up on some projects. Yeah, until next time, bye.